My name is Keisha, and I am from Chicago, Illinois. And then finally being diagnosed with the brain tumor. So recently, I've gone bald on the left side of my head. However, I'm posted because I have a story to tell. And after talking with so many people, I have friends that would not tell anyone that they were sick. My name is Keisha, and I am from Chicago, Illinois. A little bit about me. I am 41 years old. I have a wonderful family and 3 amazing kids. Growing up was good. I'm from Chicago, so I have a lovely family. I went to school, so I have 2 degrees, and I'm just a cool person. We are here today because I want to tell my story. I want people to know what I'm going through. I've noticed that since I've been out and about, a lot of people have come to me and have asked me questions about the way that I currently look.
What you mean by, what about your look makes people ask you about it?
What people, as far as my look, what they are asking about is my hair. So recently, I've gone bald on the left side of my head. So in April of this year, 2025, I was in a major car accident on the expressway. From the accident, I actually walked away fine. I went home. I know I shouldn't have done that, but I went home. The next day I woke up with a migraine that was really, really bad, and my daughter told me to go to the hospital. I went to the emergency room where I was diagnosed with the tumor, but they really couldn't say that it was a tumor, so I was hospitalized for over a week. So after being hospitalized for over a week in April, I pretty much had to go back and forth to the hospital every other day, at least once a week, because the doctors were not sure exactly what was going on. So I had to have a spinal tap. I ended up having to have a biopsy, which the doctors told me that I was diagnosed with a glioma, which is a brain tumor. And I have between a grade 2 and a grade 3. So the doctors informed me that I had a brain tumor. This was after my biopsy in June. And then a few weeks later, I did 6 weeks, 30 days of radiation. And then now I currently have to take medicine for seizures, which is a caregiver medicine I take twice a day. And then I just started taking chemotherapy pills, and today would be day 4. Okay, so after the car accident, actually even before the car accident, I noticed a lot of things that was changing with me. So at first, before I was diagnosed, I was 40. So I was assuming because I had turned 40 years old that certain things I was experiencing was because of age, just being tired, working 6 in the morning, being a mom, just overall health-wise. But I noticed my handwriting had changed. I was having headaches. Again, I associate that with work. It's different lightings, different environments, different smells, different things like that. But one day, I was going to the grocery store and I got out the car and my entire right side was numb. Like I literally had to drag my leg. So I had a lot of different things that was happening that I wasn't paying attention to before even having a car accident. So then after having the car accident and kind of being diagnosed but not being diagnosed, because again I was still going through a lot of different things before actually finding out that I had a brain tumor, that I had cancer. I just noticed a lot of things. I was falling asleep more frequently. Had never fell asleep when it was daylight or just sitting up in a chair. Just being really tired. I'm a very energetic person. I'm naturally energized. So I noticed I didn't have as much energy. Even now, I'm kind of hoarse, so my voice isn't even my voice right now. So it was a lot of other things that I didn't really pay attention to. So once I was diagnosed, I actually sat down and I thought about all those things and what was going on with me. So what I was told was because the brain tumor is on the left side of my brain, which of course affects your right side, that everything I was experiencing was because of the brain tumor. I also was having seizures. I didn't know that I was having seizures. So growing up, you know, you kind of learn about some things, and then once going to the doctor and experiencing this, I learned a lot of other things that I didn't really understand.
Okay.
So the actual first visit was the emergency room when I first went back to the, when I went to the doctor. So I stayed for a week. And then after going to the doctor and being in there for a week, they pretty much had me coming in doing different tests because they were not certain exactly what was going on with me. So I did a lot of different tests. They pretty much told me at that time that the last step would be me actually having a biopsy. But they were hoping with the spinal tap, which is, you know, if you've ever had a birth of a child, it's pretty much having an epidural, which is very painful. So they were hoping with the spinal tap that that would give them the answers that they were looking for, but unfortunately it didn't, which the last test I ended up having was the biopsy, which is surgery where the doctor actually had to go into my brain and remove a piece of the tumor to see exactly was it a tumor. And yeah, it was a lot of back and forth, going to the doctor, not really knowing exactly what was going on because I didn't want to go to Google because Google pretty much tell you you're gonna die. So I didn't want to do that. I wanted to follow the different steps that they were telling me and hoping we didn't have to go as far as we did, which we ended up having to get the biopsy, and then 2 days later I was told it was in fact a brain tumor. Once being diagnosed with the brain tumor, it really still didn't register to me. I noticed a few things changing with me, of course, right? We talked about that. But I still didn't understand it. I still didn't realize that I had a brain tumor. It was very shocking. To this day, even now, I still don't believe I have it, even though I'm experiencing and doing the different things that I'm required to do now. So after going through radiation every day for several weeks, I had to see my neuro, which was the same doctor that actually did the biopsy. I'll be honest, when the doctor gave me the news, he said that nothing had changed with the brain tumor. And then the first thing he asked me was, "Hey, Lakeisha, how old are you again?" And keep in mind, I was being very playful throughout the entire going to the doctor because it's something that can take a toll on you if you allow it to. So I didn't want to, so I would go in happy and jolly, kind of playing with my doctors as well. So I'm thinking maybe that's why the doctor delivered the news the way he did. But basically, the doctor asked how old I was. I said, "Well, doctor, you know, when we started, I was 40. Now I'm 41. He said, "Oh, with your age, you're at a higher risk." And I'll be honest, whatever he said after higher risk, the O, at your age, the higher risk, I don't remember anything. One of my best friends was with me, so she pretty much remembers everything that he said after that. I pretty much lost it. To me, all I heard was, "You about to die." I'll be honest. But I knew that I would have to see my other doctor 2 weeks later to actually go into details about the MRI because it was the same day that I actually had an MRI. So I allow him to say what he say. Keep in mind, it is a doctor and I respect doctors. I'm not saying anything negative, but I didn't allow the news that he delivered to get to me. and I went to the beach, to the water, to not allow it to get to me. Unpleasant things that I've experienced since going through all of the trials and tribulations and then finally being diagnosed with the brain tumor is being judged, which I know a lot of people, the first thing everybody wants to say is, oh, you post online so people can, you know, give their opinions and different things like that, which of course we all are entitled to our own opinions. However, I'm posting because I have a story to tell, and after talking with so many people, I have friends that would not tell anyone that they were sick. And to me, I don't think that's fair, because you could be here today and gone tomorrow. So why not have memories, if you can have memories with people that actually love you and care for you, versus not telling anyone, and then the person that truly loves you the most end up not being able to tell you that. So being judged is kind of hurtful, but at the same time, I'm the type of person that I don't care. I'm living to live, and I'm happy to share my story with people that truly have gone through things or about to probably go through the same thing that I am experiencing. So I want to keep posting and telling my stories and sharing things, because I never posted videos before. If you go on any of my social media pages, I rarely post. My family don't have a lot of up-to-date videos or pictures of me or anything, so I'm going to continue to tell my story for the people that want to hear and want to listen, and I have a story to tell. But yeah, that was unpleasant at first, but I learned how to shake it off. Just I learned how to shake off what I'm dealing with right now by being positive and staying positive and being around positive people. I would say one of the most positive things with dealing with the situation is me actually just wearing my hair exactly as is. So I've been places and talked to so many people that have been able to share their story with me, who probably never even been able to talk about things that they talked about. I hit this one lady the other day. She just touched my soul in a way I can't explain. But she said, baby, I don't mean to ask you this question, but what happened to your beautiful hair? And I told her a little bit about what happened, and she ended up sharing with me what happened with one of her family members. So there's a lot of people that have questions, and I may have some of the answers that you're looking for. So that's the positive that I've been experiencing so far. And I don't mind people asking me questions as long as they're coming with positive energy. So what I would say to anyone that either has experienced it, hasn't experienced it, may about to be experiencing it, or maybe will never experience it, is to always stay positive. Even when negative thoughts, negative people, negative things try to take you down a dark path, to always stay positive no matter what. Whether you need to read a book, whether you need to walk outside, whether you need to do whatever it is that makes you happy and allows you to be positive, just to always be positive no matter what. You can't afford to be negative. You already have so much to be negative about in life anyway, if you look at the way the world is right now, right? So you have to be positive for yourself. You have to. You're the only person that can be positive for you. So be positive.